So great to have you back, Lydia. I don't know how many times
just try to
we've
pull
got a
up,
conversation.
log in here.
Okay.
Sorry about that. My connection just went out on me.
You're being hacked by the NSA because they want to know what you think. In cable, they don't want to pay for a subscription, so they're just hacking you. Or it might be the Chinese banks. They want to front run your ideas. But I'm real interested with what's going on here since it's been so lackluster, Lydia. My bias is that the pound has more upside, and I was kind of thinking that it might rally into the Brexit. So be interested in seeing what your views are on cable, U.S. dollar.
Now, I have to say that I completely expected the weakness that we got going into the Bank of England announcement. If you've been trading, and you guys probably know this too, if you've been trading the pound for any amount of time, we typically get this weakness, even to the point where it would shake you out of your long setup. So here's my cable.
Right.
We took a look at this at the top of the week, and we started off the week, here, trying to stay above $1.35, which is really the big level that we're all looking at, especially as swing bulls, looking for this thing to get above $1.35, to stay above $1.35. So we've had these multiple jabs above, and we can't seem to get a footing above this level. But if we move us out to a weekly, so you see this orange line that I have here, and I can even delete this extension here. But if we look at this orange line, I'll try to zoom in a bit. Why I have this line? So $1.35 is our multi-year low from 2009.
Yeah, I'm interested in what those fib extensions were, because I'm thinking one more high is a possibility. Where did you just erase those fib extensions?
Oh, I can put it back. So I just took it off to just be, I've expected a breakout. I actually expected a breakout above $1.35 and above these 136, about 136.50 level too, that former high that we got back in the summertime. And the line that I started to notice are these highs back here. So after we got this Brexit break last year, right, we finally got below 135 on pound weakness, and all these this subsequent consolidation really found highs at that orange line. I marked it off, is about 134.50. And coming into this week, I've been thinking, okay, if we can get this, if we can get and stay above those former highs, we probably have a chance to stay above 135. Because if we saw on the weekly chart, we couldn't get above that level. We've remained below it ever since. And I have it orange because it's like my blue lines are like more significant areas. I have this orange just so I can see on these smaller time frames. Not that I think it's a significant high, but I do think that is an area that we need to keep pay attention to. So we got this weakness. It's a great setup right into the 50%.
Kind of use that 34.50. Kind of use that 34.50 as a precursor to let you know that 35 is going to be challenged once we get over 4.5.
I'm sorry, Dale. Repeat it because you're breaking up for me.
Okay, that you're using 34.50 as a precursor for a market tell that 35 is on the agenda if we close over 4.5 or stay over 4.5. Correct?
Gosh, why is my connection acting so funny?
Can everyone else hear me?
Yeah, I
can
can
you guys could hear
I can hear you fine.
Okay, so I think it's Lydia. Can you hear me, Lydia? Okay, Amanda can hear me. So I think it's Lydia's connection today. Anyway, we'll see if she's going to log back. I see her moving things around. I think she's going to log back in.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, Lydia. All right, so I'm going to do less talking. Maybe that I interrupt you and that interrupts your internet connection. So I was just saying that your
That's never been a problem before.
Yeah, your 134.50 is a precursor move for it attacking 35. So it kind of gives you an early indication that 35 is going to be threatened.
Yes, yes, and we got a bit of that, but again, this is why it's orange, is that 135 is the ultimate level. So even if we saw this last week, even if we looked back here last week where we were above this level, and I wasn't even paying attention to 134.50. My eyes have been on 135 and 133.50. Like, to me, those are the bigger levels. These are just these former highs that were unable to overtake 135 when we got that first break below. So, ultimately it's still 135. So I don't want folks to get caught up on it, but we're looking, as we got this, great setup into the 150 right there at 133, not the 150, the 50% level. Perfect setup, and this thing moved higher. We moved higher. We got the Bank of England just an hour ago. And boom, we're coming into these former highs, and we've signing some weakness. So again, I'm not saying that 134.50 is the level. I'm saying that it would be helpful. It is a nice signal, and that we have seen resistance at this level before, which has led us to drop to $1.19 or $1.20. So I'm of the mind that this is now setting up that we're actually going to see some, if we don't get above these highs just yesterday, if we don't get above these highs, then we're going to see more weakness. And I think we're going to fall back into this channel. And I think we're all familiar with this crazy channel that we got, over the last several months since October. And if I can just, let me see if I can clean this up and get a better look on the daily chart.
What gives me the belief and some confidence that a new high is coming in pound? Look at your RSI reading on your last chart at the high. Markets rarely peak when price is confirmed by momentum. So that's what I'm seeing there. On that time frame too, what's this, your daily? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well, sorry, that's confirmed price action. So let's see, you get back on the.
No, it's all right. So, I've just, sometimes nothing works all the time, but rarely do you get a significant market peak when momentum is confirmed in price. That's all. But this is your interview, not mine. So I'd be interested if you've wrapped up the pound. I teach that Euro Pound's a very important pair, even if you don't trade it. They have a handle on direction because it helps you with your trade selection between Euro and cable on your preferred longs and shorts. So if you could move on to Euro Pound, I'd be interested in what your views are here. Last Friday was kind of a significant day to me where they cleaned out all the longs and the shorts thought we had a breakdown. Wondering what you're thinking in EG.
Okay, I'm happy to move to that. The Euro Pound is one of my faves.
I think Blake said it's the most liquid pair out there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would have guessed that was the Euro dollar.
Dollar ball.
Move like it has. It doesn't move like it's very liquid. I mean, it's always, well, like I think 10 years ago, it was one of the slower moves if you compared it to like a pound yen or even a pound kiwi. The Euro Pound to me is like, one of the ones that moved a little bit slower.
Yeah,
well, heart rate a little less.
Low beta. Maybe Brexit changed that.
Okay, that's quite possible.
Yeah.
Or even QE, just this extreme accommodation in the markets that had never been there before. So it could be that too. So pound yen, Yeah, I'm sorry, euro pound. Euro pound, I've been biased to the short side for a long time, until last week's price action. And I'll tell you why. This price action looked like, so this is the zone 87, really around 87.50. I have a zone here, but it's really that 87.50 line where if we move out to a weekly chart, this is where we had been getting these lows back a couple months back, right? We kept coming into 87.50, boom, whether it was 87.60 or 87.30, but just that zone, we kept coming in and we were catching these highs, but being capped by 90.50. And that to me, being capped by 90.50 was a first indication of this would be a bearish, a move for more weakness, because what it is failed highs off this fib move on the weekly chart. And we finally broke below, and it's been a move I had been expecting, mostly because if we zoom in then now on the daily chart, we'll better see that we have been staying below 88.50. And 88.50 is a major line in the euro pound. It's been typically when we trade at these levels, it's been a level that we've been able to see, okay, if we stay below it, we get more weakness. And if we stay above it, we're able to get more, we're able to see more strength. And we can see it here back several months ago, if you can take a look at that. So the fact that we closed 2-3 weeks ago below 88.50, I was biased bearish. I felt like we were going to get a break of that 87.50 zone. And we finally got that last week. Right, in fact, to did I lose you guys?
No, we're here. We could still hear you.
I feel like my internet connection is not. Okay.
Can you hear us? We could hear you, Lydia. Hi, Lydia. Well, it's a shame, my friends, but we may have to try this again. Another time with Lydia. I think it was a great session. We had everyone bantering. I'd like to thank the viewers from investing.com that joined us today. And I still think that there's some excellent trading opportunities setting up. Although the dollar's recovering, I remain negative on the dollar here. I'd be looking to buy breaks in euro pound. Now I think Lydia's back. She's going to try and get back with us.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, Lydia.
I'm so sorry.
That's
my
okay.
Connection is just a mess today.
Well, why don't you, because of that, we could always hear you. You seem to lose us. So why don't you just cover what you want to cover, like you're doing a webinar for the next several minutes or as long as your connection works. And we'll just handle it this way. So, go towards what's really compelling to you and what you want to get across to people with cable and the crosses. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's see.
And there'll be another time. There'll be another time too, Lydia, if it's, just not going to work today. That's okay. But why don't you just, carry on, and we can always hear you even though you lose us. So you could just talk till you're finished.
Okay.
All right.
Just seeing if my charts will even load here for me.
Yeah, that's what I see happen. We get like a gray look on the charts, and that shows that, the connection's not that great. So right now we have euro pound up there. Okay, now you move to pound dollar again. No, you probably
Okay.
can't hear
Here
me.
we go.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So the euro pound, to me, this below 88.50 screams more weakness. However, this break last week, I mean, which was a great break, it was what I had been expecting, and it broke that level and it came right back. I mean, it came back with a vengeance, and I had to wonder why. And if we look back out to the weekly chart, which is this bigger fib back here, it's right into the 61.8 level, like to the pip, where you have buyers set up. Clearly, buyers were set up. However, we're still below 88.50. So we have sellers still lurking here for this longer term break, and really a break that really takes us back to the 83.50 area. So that's really what I'm looking for. However, we do have Draghi. I know he's speaking now, is in the press conference right now, and we'll see how this resolves itself. Because if you look on the 4-hour chart, and I'm almost scared to change my view, but if you look on the 4-hour chart, this is starting to look like and set up like an inverse head and shoulder. And I'm not, you guys know that I'm not a chart patterns person, so I would want confirmation from those who actually trade chart patterns. But that is a concern, along with the fact that we did not stay below this break of support, that we immediately rammed higher, back right up above support, and we're finding support again at that previous support level.
Right.
So those are things to me.
We could have a short squeeze over 88.50.
Yes, we need to get above. Yeah, we need to get above 88.50 to confirm this. But I'm starting to get concerned for the downside. You know, if you're short, you need to try to cover. If it gets, if we get back below 88, I would be covering shorts. I have some concern that we're no longer getting the weakness and the strength in the weakness that I would like to see when we break support like that, like a major support level. When we get below, we should have stayed below these lows, is what would have been great for sellers. That would have confirmed selling momentum. It would have confirmed the downside, and the fact that we squeezed right back above it and haven't been able to get back below there all of this week. Even on the Bank of England, though they didn't move on interest rates today, they were more optimistic than they had ever sounded since Brexit had even become a referendum on the ballot, right? They had been Carney had been very, very dovish about the UK economy and Brexit. And I think this is the first time that we had heard some optimism around Brexit, and we're still not getting a push lower. So I have concern for the downside now. This is the first time I'm coming out saying, like, I think that we might squeeze higher. Clearly, we need to get above 88.50. So there's still a lot of sellers in this market, and I think rightfully so. We'll see how the euro resolves itself after the ECB today, but I think that shorts should be concerned about the lack of weakness that we're seeing. We've been range bound all week, between 87.80 and 85, really 88.40. I'm sorry, 88.50 and 88.40. We've been range bound all week, and it's a very tight range as well. So to me, I think that
market too, yeah. Holiday
I'm sorry?
market. Holiday markets.
Oh, that's me. Yep, you're right. Clearly, yep, that's true.
So why don't we move on to the Guppy and maybe cover 1 pound cross with a commodity currency.
Okay. Oh, great. Here we go.
Come on, baby. Come on.
I know.
You can do it. Come on, circle. All right.
Come on. There we go. Yes. Okay. Pound yen has been frustrating for the last several months, but we finally got this break about 2 weeks ago, which for most of us, the pound yen has been bullish, and it's been biased bullish because we've been staying above a 148. And I'm not going to go to the weekly, but if we look at the weekly chart, and you all know this, that, 148 had capped highs of like for months, 3 different times we tried to get it and we finally broke above, right? And now we have these attempts, trying to either rally or to break lower. And we always got capped, and you see it here, but we'll see it back here too at that 147 level. We're not going to see it back there. That's fine. So we have been capped at 147 to the downside, and we got this break that, again, another one of those breaks that immediately finds bids, and we shot higher. And not only did we get back above 148, but we moved to 153. To me, that is all very bullish. I like the fact that we had a nice correction after getting close to 153. We had a nice correction. This is a 50% retracement. We had another move higher. It saw us get above 153. Now we've moved lower. And this move lower actually almost reversed this latest wave. So we have this fib now that we're looking at. I think as long as the yen can stay above 150 and ultimately 149, that we can continue to see this thing grind higher. So it's a frustrating price action, but again, like Dale, like you pointed out, it is holiday action, and so we're dealing with that. We're dealing with that as well. Okay.
Okay. So to me, it looks incomplete. Like there might be one more high above 53. How about
I think so.
You think that, yeah, that's a possibility, huh? So what about okay, you're going to pound New Zealand, so had a nice bullish run. Are you in a buy? We're getting a little pullback here. Are you in a buy the break mode here on this pair, Lydia?
The lines are all disappearing. No, actually. So I know last time we spoke that we were looking for 98.50, and we got close. We got 98.38, and now it went away. You saw it on the weekly chart. That's 61.8% fib line there. And I think that if you look on the longer term charts, especially on all these commodity dollar pairs against the pound, where we've moved into these we've moved nicely into corrections on the weekly chart. And if we don't see the pound strengthen on this BOE optimism, I think we have a real threat for the pound to weaken to the downside. And it might be mostly forward looking to the fact that in 2018, the market doesn't expect an interest rate hike, despite the optimism. Here it came back, right? So I have that fib right now on that latest move, that little stab higher into 98.50, and then now we have this break higher. So really, 190 would really be what we're looking at. Right now, we're retesting these former highs, which is great. I mean, this is a great move for bulls, like to, for the break. And now this is basically the retest of the former high back in May. Right. If we stay above that former high, which is 89.62, I mean, if we can stay above there, then yes, I think that we can make another stab higher and possibly make a move towards the 2 level, which would be real extremely bullish, because that would be a break of the retracement levels from the drop that we saw back in 2016, basically the Brexit move on the pound Kiwi. If we can if we can break the retracement there, that would signal a move back to 220. But obviously, first we need to contend with 98.50, and then we would need to contend with 2. So I'm not saying we're going to 220, but I am saying that if we can stay above these, if we can stay above 90 and really stay above this former high, that this retest is simply a correction, and it's a great, great correction. So.
Okay. You still with us? Okay. Now you're fading in and out, Lydia. Why don't you wrap it with showing your website and how people could reach you and talk to you when your internet's working better? Okay.
You all can find me at on Twitter. That is my favorite spot to hang out. Twitter, My blog is Faith Might FX. I would show it, but I'm scared that it's not going to load. FaithMightFX.com is where I blog, but I mostly do a lot more of my analysis on Twitter than in the blog posts lately these days. And if you're interested in just in coaching or mentoring, I know I've had some students coming out of this webinar, which I'm so grateful for, but you can click on Learn with Lydia. I have some courses there. They're one-on-one where
I think we lost her. Okay, everyone, we'll see everyone for TGIF. And remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I think Lydia's gone. And we'll see everyone to wrap the week tomorrow. Thank you, viewers from investing.com. And thank you, F.A.C.E. You're welcome. And Tom, yes, yeah, Euro Pound. I tweeted that. You should follow me at Forex Stop Hunter. That was a 3 drive to a bottom formation with a stop hunt. Add all the elements, false breakdown, everything. Okay, everyone. Good hunting. Enjoy the rest of your day. Great job by Steve today and Stelios. You're welcome, Tom. Great job by Blake. See everyone in the other chat room. Back at you, Kareem. Adios.